Okay, let me give you instructions on how to put these cabinets in. I would start with the master first, or the half bath, where you don't have any tall cabinets, just to get your feet wet. They're pretty easy, but like anything, it's just figuring out how we do it. First off, here is a picture of what the finished product looks like. This is called an applied panel, light rail, and if I zoom in, that's the soffit. And then you can't really see it, but it's called the rough top trim, or the 1 3/16 piece that sits on the edge of the plywood. 1/8 inch reveals between everything. So with the master, set the toe kick first. The toe kick should be 1/4 inch off the wall. So when you put the baseboard in, it'll cover up that gap. Throw this down, and these cabinets, like anything, need to have a perfectly level toe kick. And the cabinets are 21, so the front of this toe kick should be 18 inches off the wall. So if I measure, and if I measure from the very back to the front of the toe kick, it's only 17 1/8, and that's done intentionally. So if there's any deviation in the wall, it doesn't cause problems. But the front of the toe kick, 18 inches from the wall. It's typical to have the toe kick recessed back 3 inches from the cabinet face, cabinet case, not the face including the drawer fronts. So toe kick, these are sleepers, these front to back pieces with the cleat on them. Level them up, left, right, front, back, and then drill with a roto hammer through the cleat, or run a screw through the cleating into the subfloor. I don't know if obviously you're going to have some subfloor there. Get that toe kick level. I would set this cabinet first because it's in the middle. Should be about 45 3/4 inch. Left to right. Put this one down first, and then you can just measure that cabinet's 25. Put a tick mark on the toe kick where it should be, so you can drill accurately for plumbing. Slip it over the plumbing, and then if it's tied together, hot and cold water, you just have to cut that notch out. And set these cabinets, and it is typical that the cabinet is 1.5 inches off the wall. The filler, so this is cabinet 16, there should be a filler 16 that's 2 inches wide. So after the cabinets are set, to attach them together, take the drawers out, so pull them out, and there's some clips on the bottom, squeeze them, and then pull forward, it'll release, and you can lift the drawer box off. To put them back on, put them on top of the cabinet profiles or the drawer guides, and just slide them back, and you'll hear 2 clicks. To take the hinges off, there's clips on the back to a little spring-loaded clip to pop the doors off. So toe kick, set this cabinet, measure for plumbing, drill out the 1/2 inch back, and then clamp the cabinet cases together so that edge banding's flush, and run 1.25 inch screws through the wall end into the other cabinet. And on this one, I would run this drill from the inside of this one so you don't see the screw holes, because the drawers will cover it up. Or if you can't, put a screw between the edge banding and the hinge plate, so when the hinge goes on, it's covered so you don't see the screw hole. 3 on the front, 2 on the back. And once they're all screwed together, I would put a screw here, here, and here. So 3 screws through the bottom of the drawer stacks into the center of the toe kick. And the cabinet case is 21. Back 3 inches, so about 18. So you should have about 3 inches from the face of the toe kick to the face of the cabinet case. Attach it to the toe kick. Drop shims between the cabinet back and wall. Find your studs and run 3-inch screws through to secure it. Once that's done, these drawers are still off. Or take that filler and maybe put some masking tape, or if you have a scribing tool, we'll take that filler, the left side, and keep it flush with the inside of the wall end. Scribe it to the wall, cut it off on the table saw with a 5-degree bevel with no fence, just freehanding it, and slip it in there so you don't have to put any little scribe trim in there. It's tight to the wall. So filler 1, filler 2, put your 3/4 deck on there, and then put the rough top trim piece on there, which is that little guy. And before that goes on, I would adjust everything. Fronts are flush with the bottom, 1/8 inch between each, and put a shim, an 1/8 inch shim on the top of these. So when you set that rough top trim on there, you have a 1/8 inch reveal. Put some glue on that trim piece and shoot it on with a pin nailer or a 16 or 18 gauge to the plywood deck. And this decking, again, should be numbered so you know what room it goes in. That plywood deck is flush with the cabinet case, not flush with the drawer fronts. So that trim piece is flush with the fronts. Half bath, same thing, only same layout. This vanity here, to determine where that toe kick goes. Toe kick's 1/4 inch off the wall, or you could add up cabinets 44, 43, 42. And this cabinet will give you the width accounting for the panel. On the D means there's an applied panel. So the cabinet case is going to be 3/4 less than what it shows. So that should measure 10.5. Add cabinet, 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 plus 1.5 inches. You can put a mark on the floor and then back it up 1/2 inch. This toe kick should overhang 1/4 inch beyond the cabinet case. So when you put the panel on there, you have a 1/2 inch ledge for it to sit on. All these applied panels are going to be a 1/2 inch deeper than the cabinet case with the fronts on. So you can scribe it and have the front edge of this flush with the front of the drawers or doors, like this guy here. That should be 2 3/4. Set it on there, and that should overhang 13/16 beyond the cabinet case. Doors are 3/4 thick, plus the bumper of a 1/16. Get everything adjusted. These screws, loosen them up so you can move it and slide it around. The drawer should be 1/8 inch away from the edge of the cabinet case here. And because there's 2 together, 1/16 reveal, meaning 1/16 inch here, 1/8 inch there. Because there's adjacent cabinets, this is a 1/16, that one's an 1/8. So 1/16, and it picks up another 1/16 from the cabinet next to it. Half bath, that's another little guy. The laundry, you have that one. which is here. Set this toe kick, again, add cabinet, 1.5 inches, add cabinet, 1.5 inches, and then these toe kicks are backed up 1/2 inch from the inside. Get this one set. These don't have to be level to one another, meaning bridged across. You can, but if you had another full height cabinet on this side, then these would have to be level across. So get this one set. Put this one in place, set this cabinet on there, screw it to the toe kick, plumb it out, and put a level on the front of the cabinet. Make sure it's plumb and it's not racked, meaning one corner isn't cranked back further than the other, and you'll know because the bottom of the door won't be parallel or flush with the bottom of the cabinet. Throw some shims in there between the back of the cabinet and the wall and tighten it up. Put the panel on there. You'll have to scribe that panel. That cabinet's 25.5 plus, so this panel should be 25.5 plus 13/16, the final width of that. And one of these we made a little long, but you'll just have to trim it off. And that panel is down 9/16 from the top of the cabinet. You'll see the space from the top of the cabinet to the top of the door is 9/16. So once this cabinet's up and the panel's on, flush, top of the cabinet, top of the door is flush with the top of this applied panel, and 4 screws to the side of this one, screw it to the wall, and then just keep building across. And then these are all 56 inches off the floor. And I just put a line across here so as you build across, you're staying level, making sure these aren't racked. So you'll know what I mean once you attach this cabinet to the side. And if you pull with the doors on, if you pull out this corner, you'll see the bottom corners of these doors flex. That's racking it. So once it's tight, those need to be level across. And all these hinges are, we haven't adjusted them. They're zeroed from the factory. Every now and again, you might have to adjust the hinges up a little bit to get the doors flush with the bottom of the cabinet. But don't adjust anything until you're confident that the cabinet is installed flat and plumb and not racked. And then you can give it a little bit of adjustment here and there as needed. Put the fillers on, and then that soffit piece with the 1/8 inch trim piece or shim between the top of the doors and the soffit. If you just set the shim 1/8 inch shim piece, it's just easier to shoot it on there. The plywood deck is flush with the front of the case and the side of the case, not the applied panel. And then trim it out with the rough top trim. Have any questions? Don't hesitate to give me a call. But yeah, you've got all the vanities and the laundry, and I can keep giving you videos for the next rooms. Okay, thank you.